tricky, but hyped. I think all tournament long, one thing that's also been kind of a running joke is when he plays Miracle, he's never on the coin.
Yeah,
Seems like
that's
a
certainly
thing
true.
that's just always happens for him.
So no coin for Hyped and no Gadgetzan. It can get tricky, but Hype didn't start with Gadgetzan a couple of times, but he was able to draw it somewhere in the middle of the game and turn around the games that seemed lost. So maybe this time he will also get that Gadgetzan at some point and be able to advance. His cards are not that bad. He has the Nomish Inventor, he has a shift, so he has some drawing potential. Maybe he will actually grab that Gadgetzan.
All right, well, it seems like Hype does have minions to play, so it's not the worst possible start where you only have spells and no gadgets in. At least he's got ways to impact the board a little bit and force Shaman to do more than just build up the board, totem up, and pressure.
On the other side, Trump has to pressure Hyped. He has to deal as much damage as possible, also dealing with the minions that Hype will be playing. So Trump will certainly hope that there is no Gadgetzan, but even without the Gadgetzan, a free minion is still dangerous. So Trump will have to just deal with the board and deal as much damage as possible before the Gadgetzan is being dropped. And after the Gadgetzan, he will have to do the last push. He will have like one or maybe 3 turns to be able to seal the game, but it will get dangerous. So right now, well, he actually decides to draw cards instead of just well, draw cards and clear, which is fine. The next turn he will have Nomish Inventor, and he will be able to start developing the board from there.
Yeah, Manatide Totem is actually one of the best cards against Miracle Rogue because, again, you force out removal, and you're also paying for yourself. And the worst case scenario for the Miracle Rogue is that they can't deal with it, like in this, like what just happened. And now you're able to pick up a couple cards. It's a target for Defender of Argus. Unfortunately, Trump has overloaded, but Manatide already has served a nuisance enough that Hyped is going to be a little bit farther behind. But it seems like as long as Hype picks up Gadgets in, his hand is still looking pretty decent. He's got ways to draw and remove. So I don't think Hype's in a bad spot just yet.
Here a good decision by Trump to actually clear the board, to be able to secure the mana Totem. Next turn he will be overloaded for 1, but he will still be able to play Nomish Inventor. So if he gets a Fire Elemental for turn 6, he won't be overloaded then, and he will be able to play it. Hyped actually got the Blade Flurry 2 turns ago, but he doesn't have the Deadly Poison, which is the key cards to be comboed with the Blade Flurry. He picks up Falnos, so this might be important, because then Blade Flurry will be able to deal 2 points of damage instead of just 1.
Definitely agree here. Now Trump has to go for a little bit of a more passive play and go for more cards with Gnomish Inventor, a solid body. But this gives Hyped a little breathing room. If he picks up Gadgets in the next couple of turns, he's still sitting at a very comfortable life total. Trump also has very reactive cards. He's got Hex and Earth Shocks, Defender of Argus on a board, but there's no guarantee in the next coming turns, if he'll even have a board, to get full value off of this card.
Well, this is pretty good for Hype, because he can play Falnos, he can backstab the 2/4, attack into it with a weapon, kill the totem, even weapon up after that. To just clear the board on or even play Farseer. So he has a lot of options to just clear and develop his board. And even if you don't have the Gadgetzan, well, if you don't have a Gadgetzan, your second strategy is to just develop your board and be able to push with damage. Right now, Happiness is in a really good position to develop his board and try to threaten Trump with what he has. And obviously we mentioned it also before, that Shaman is all about board control, all about board position. Trump has no minis in board. How is it about board control, Froden? What do you think is going on here?
Well, there is a case to kind of make that you want to have the weapons. So one, you're not overextending into Lightning Storm. He won't be able to get the full damage value off of Fire Elemental. But you are using more mana, and next turn, if you want to drop Farseer and say you do draw Gadgetzan, you have to use a little extra. You have to use the same amount of mana anyways for Deadly Poison. So I think Hyped says, well, you know, if he's dropping a minion, I might as well have more board development, like you said.
What do you think about Airshock into a 3/2 instead of 1/1 to just sacrifice a bit of your board position, but deny this draw?
He has Earthshock #2, so it's okay, but this is where it really hurts. Hype didn't have to use Eviscerate whatsoever to get rid of it, and now he can just use a Shiv very effectively, and then trade his Thalnos in to cash in before the Earthshock. So it didn't pay off for Trump. It was a little bit of a greedier play, I would say, because he didn't want to take as much damage or lose his Azure Drake very easily. But in the end, it seems like Hype got that extra draw, which could be that much closer to Gadgetzan. If he was drawing Shadow Step next turn, that's a whiff. But if he draws a really important card, who knows?
Well, Hype didn't get a sap. He didn't get a Gadgetzan. So right now he'll have to decide what to do. But on the other hand, Trump is in a pretty bad position because he is missing that Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm would be a key last turn. Right now he's forced to just play almost one card each turn. So it's not something that Shaman wants to do. You want to have as many minions as possible for those buffs to work. And Hype is just pushing with damage, and Trump is already at 17.
He has 23 damage this turn, which is insane to think about. But the spell power really does add up. Wow, he's going to conceal because he recognizes he has an opportunity to maybe end the game right here. And then Blade Flurry can most likely kill off any kind of taunts that get in his way.
This is a sick read because the previous board that he had was so open to Lightning Storm. And because the Lightning Storm never came, there was a weird play of the Earthshock and Azure Drake. It was a clear signal that, hey, Lightning Storm is not in my opponent's hand, so I will better just conceal my minions to be able to finish the game next turn.
Yeah, that's a really cool way to just recognize the situation and go for it. He does have 11 damage in hand, even if this Azure Drake dies off, which it doesn't look like it will. Trump has to set up a defensive line, but all he can do is set up a Defender of Argus play.
I also like that Hype didn't use Eviscerates, because you can still use Eviscerates this turn, and without using them, your opponent is not aware how much life he has left. Because with those Eviscerates are 10 points of damage, so basically Trump has only 7 points. Oh, a sub pickup is so important here.
Is that game? I think it is.
I think that's
if you
game.
Just sap and Eviscerate twice and attack with your minions. That should be it. And Hyped jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Unless we're miscounting again.
No, there's no way. I'm for sure that's lethal.
Okay. Okay, now it's only about if Hyped somehow messes us up, but I don't think he will because he's played thousands of games with Miracle Rogue and he's very well versed in all of its ability to end the game here. Trump drops this game. We kind of expected Shaman to be at a disadvantage, and this is the potency of what Miracle Rogue can do and why, by the way, Blade Flurry is such an important card in this matchup sometimes.
I feel like Trump actually got unlucky. He didn't have an explosive